Here we go. I am joined this week by none other than Joel Bartell. How you doing, Joel?
Yeah, I'm doing good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. You ready for a barrage of questions from me?
Ready,
Good
ready.
stuff. First question first. What are the shorts in the frame behind you?
Shorts are Nigel Benn shorts that my coach got me after winning my first national title.
Fantastic, Nigel Benn. So I guess whilst we're on the Ben theme, any thoughts on the recent news between Eubank Jr. and Conor Benn?
I mean, it's disappointing we don't get the fight, but it's the right choice, I think. If he's done that, then you can't really go ahead with that. I don't think.
Yeah, I think you said it very diplomatic. There's a lot of grey areas in here at the moment which need to be ironed out. But I think in the meantime, if some sort of an adverse finding has been found in whether it be the piss, the blood, whatever, then yeah, I think it's absolutely right. It has to put the brakes on, and if it's possible to get it up and running again, then hey. But in the meantime, that's their journey, and today we're here to talk about yours. So
Yeah.
here we go. So you're 20 years old, you're 6 feet tall, and probably still growing a little bit there as well. What weight are we going to expect to see you fighting when you're making your
Uh,
pro debut soon?
yeah. So no more growing. I don't think I haven't grown for a while, but I should be having my debut at, I think, middleweight, and then a little bit down the line, fight for some titles. I'll probably be at super welterweight by then.
Right, okay, right. So middleweight, 6 foot, Carlos Monzon. Here we go.
Yeah.
Right, how did you get into boxing?
How did I get into boxing? I always wanted to box. My dad boxed when he was younger, and so did my granddad. He also boxed. So quite a lot of people in my family have boxed. But just saw it once and just sort of fancied it. You know.
Nice. Now, I believe you've got a long heritage of boxing that runs in the bloodline. Tell me all about it.
So my granddad boxed in the army. He I believe was all forces champion, and this was during near the war, World War II, and he actually boxed Norman Wisdom. Yeah. So there's that, and also I'm not quite sure where it lies in the family tree, but my someone in my family named Ginger Dawkins boxed Freddie Mills, who was one of the light heavyweight world champions in, I don't know, the 30s, I think, something like that. So yeah, got quite a bit of boxing there.
That's fantastic. For those of you who don't know Norman Wisdom, one of the iconic comedians from back in the day, quite small. And yeah, whenever he was in his films, I think one of his classics is called The Square Peg, and it's an old black and white set during the war. And he'd always be involved in fights in the movies, and but he'd always be a little small guy that everyone picked on. But what people don't realise was that he was a massive help with doing the choreography for all the fight scenes. Although he was always making out that he was a little kid kind of getting beaten up, but he knew how to take care of himself. He really did. So
Yeah,
that's a great
yeah,
bit of story that you dropped
yeah.
Norton in there, and the link with your granddad. Love that. Love that. Any boxing idols growing up?
Uh, I've always loved Marvin Hagler. Marvin Hagler, always tried to style myself on Hagler. Smart boxer, good ring IQ. He can box off both sides, box coming in, great chin. So yeah, I've always loved Hagler.
Right. So you're talking about making a middleweight pro debut here. Marvin Hagler jumps in the ring, says he wants to spar. How are you going to handle him?
Oh, as you would, you try everything. You got to try everything. Stick it on the jab, then try and have a little scrap with him, move around, see what works.
Brilliant. Now, I believe you're a naturally talented sports person. You're one of these annoying people that's probably just good at everything, actually. So, tell me about all the other sports you participated in that you could have gone in another direction with.
So I didn't do it for very long, but I played rugby back when I was at school, and then I joined a Guildford rugby team, and I won. Well, as a team, we won I think, three national titles as a rugby team, and obviously I chose boxing over that. But yeah, I was quite good at rugby. I was quite good at some other sports. I just feel like if I want to do something and I put it 100% in, you can do whatever you want.
Nice, nice. I do believe you played rugby for around 7 or 8 years, so you're kind of underselling yourself there a little bit. It's not like you took it on for a summer and then sort of said no. So you're a
Yeah.
dedicated sports person without a doubt. So let's talk about your amateur career here because that has got a long CV to it. So how many fights? What silverware you won? Talk to me about that journey.
So I boxed as an amateur for about probably 4.5, 5 years. Um, in that time, there was obviously the COVID period, so that stopped me having fights. But I had 48 fights. I think I won about 40. Two national titles, international titles, Southern area, Southern counties, challenge belts. Boxed against a German select for Islington. Yeah, I did quite a lot in a short amount of time, I'd say.
Yeah, absolutely. And I hope I'm not going to embarrass you or I certainly won't be boring people, but I've got to kind of read this off because it's really impressive. So 48 bouts, and this is what you achieved in 48 bouts. You're junior cadet national finalist, England boxing youth cadet national finalist, England boxing youth national finalist, NAGBC youth national finalist, England boxing junior national champ, NAGB youth national champ, Haringey Box Cup Youth Open Class Silver. Rep match, as you said, against Germany, beat the German middleweight champion, who was called. You don't remember. The fact is, you beat him. And Motown Box as silver medalist. National, I mean, seriously, I can go on and on here. Youth Southern Area 75 kilo belt holder, Senior Southern Area 71 kilo belt holder, Senior 75 and 71 Southern Area ABA belt. Unbelievable, unbelievable. 13-time Southern Area champ undefeated, all within 48 contests. So very, very, very impressive. So now Richard Maynard manages you, and I know that he absolutely loves a nickname. He's like the nickname, he's kind of like undefeated nickname, unified champion. We could call him lineal world nickname creator if we want. He's that good at it. So he was obviously gutted probably when he found out that you already had a nickname called the Beast. Tell me about that. How did that happen?
So I'd only been boxing I'd been on and off for about a month, and then I started training properly for about 2 months. Then I had my first bout, and I knocked my opponent out in the third round, and my coach just decided from then I'd be the Beast.
Kind of a good name, really. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I can agree with that.
John Mugabe.
John Mugabe, yeah. Well, he went 11 rounds with Marvin Hagler, and Hagler popped him at the end. And Mugabe was actually a light middleweight, someone who had a very, very bad discipline of training, but was, as it said on the tin, an absolute beast. So yeah, you got some boots to fill there, and no doubt by the sound of it, you're going to fill them as well. Now, fingers crossed, everything goes accordingly, which it sounds like it's going to. Late November, you're going to make your pro debut, just pending board approval at the moment. So I believe you've just come back from United States. You've been out with Buddy McGirt, Freddie Roach, the Goose and Jim. Tell me all about it. Tell me about these guys. Tell me about the gym, the training, how long you're out there for, people you spoke to.
Yeah. So I was out there for 3 weeks, and I was going mainly between the Blue Moon gym, which is Buddy McGirt's gym, and Wildcard, so Freddie Roach's gym. I was staying down the road from the Blue Moon. At the time, Buddy McGirt was actually over here with Dan Aziz, and just before that with Callum Smith. So I actually didn't meet Buddy McGirt, but I was training with the other coaches down there, Ivan, man named Eric Brown, and Kenny Wack. I think Eric Brown trained Quillen, middleweight world champ.
Yeah.
So yeah, really good coaches there, really welcoming, and yeah, they welcomed me in every day to come and train. And when I was done, they were like, "Don't be a stranger. Come back whenever. We really want you down here again." So it was really nice meeting them all there. And then wild card, I went there the first time, and I spoke to them about what I've done, who I've sparred, so on, and then they invited me downstairs the next time, so into Freddie's room, and I had about a 30-minute chat just with Freddie himself, and yeah, it was really nice. And then I come back and I sparred Bilal Jakitu. He just boxed Sam Eglinton for a title, and yeah, it was a really good spar. after spar, Freddie comes over and he says that I'm welcome back whenever. So, you know, when you got someone like Freddie Roach saying that, so it's really good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. Bilal's fight with Eggy was fight of the year, wasn't it? So
Yeah,
that was sensational. How did you find Bilal?
I thought he was really good. You know, strong, come forward boxer. Yeah, it was a really good spar.
Good stuff. And the 30-minute chat you had with the master,
Yeah,
Mr. Roach.
yeah.
Any words of wisdom from him?
You know, he was just the usual. You know, train hard. He has loads of photos and he has a bag from Miguel Cotto in the corner and so on. So he was just telling me some little stories. Not that I can remember too many, but yeah.
Well, he's like Yoda, isn't he? You know what I mean? It's you've got to kind of hang off every word, but you're not going to take it all
Yeah.
in one swoop. What was the Goosen gym like?
Yeah, it was a nice gym. I didn't really go there much. I went there probably once or twice. It was sort of the wrong sort of way. There wasn't much way of me getting there, but yeah, it was a nice gym. Train, hit the bag, so on. But yeah, I really went between wild card and the Blue Moon.
Nice. So back, I've got to ask actually. I mean, is Bilal probably the toughest guy you've sparred with?
I've sparred with a lot of people who say.
Come on, tell me, dish some dirt out here. That's what we're here for. Tell me about the toughies you've been in with.
Uh, I'll just go through some of the people I sparred. Obviously, Bilal, Felix Cash, John Ryder, Conor Benn, Chris Eubank, Kevin Agiarco, Linus, Denzel Bentley, Jordan Reynolds, Josh Kelly, Bilal Fawaz, a lot of people. I've
Wow.
got more, I can't really remember right now.
That's brilliant. I mean, I think it sounds like you just kind of reeled off like the top 10 or top 15 of the middleweights and super middleweights within the UK. That's sensational, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
I've got to ask. I mean, you mentioned two names in there, and let's forget about the whole scandal at the moment. But pre-news of female fertility drugs, having sparred Conor Benn and Chris Eubank Jr., who was your money on?
So I think, you know, I wanted Benn to win personally, right? And I feel like with his work rate, he might have nabbed a points win. But, you know, with Eubank's size, I just kept going back to Eubank just due to the size, really, because there is a huge size difference that people don't really take into account.
And I've got to ask, so John Ryder, I've seen him spar. I've been ringside for many his fights as well. And everyone always says, you know, he's a very respectful person in sparring, but it's literally like punching concrete.
Yeah, he is solid. Yeah, really good sparring. It's great.
So out of all these people, and that's a very impressive list, and you know, there's more, like you said, to add to that. But who would you say you learned the most off during your sparring?
Uh,
Who was one where you walked away and thought, you know what, wow, there's a few golden nuggets there.
well, there's like a mixture, like when sparring Felix, he's relentless. He comes forwards a lot. So it's durability there, and Agiarco, he's unpredictable. You know, explosive. So you know you're learning stuff off him, and actually, I did lots of rounds with Mikey McKinson just before his last fight with Virgil Ortiz. I did probably 40 rounds with him, and you know, he's known to be an awkward. You know, the problem. Got to solve him, but yeah, it helps my boxing IQ. You know, learning how to catch these people, so on, and help me improve myself.
Outstanding. Well, combining your incredible amateur CV, all the experience you just had coming to the United States, all these great sparring stories, you've now hooked up with Mark Tibbs, a very accomplished boxing trainer, bloody nice guy, but also a hard taskmaster. How did you end up getting trained by Mark Tibbs? How did that whole connection with him happen?
I actually, the first pro I ever sparred was John Harding Jr., which at the time Mark was training. So I'd sparred him down the Peacocks, and him and my old amateur coach Ben Harmsworth kept in contact quite well, and I seen his style and how he trains, and I thought it suited me, and so I got Richard to contact him for a trial, and so far it's gone well.
Outstanding, outstanding. So, what makes Mark such a good trainer?
He's got bundles of knowledge, and he just picks things out. And you know, I've only been with him probably 2 weeks properly now, and I just keep working on every little thing he tells me, and I'm sure I'll get where I want to be.
So, ahead of your pro debut, what's he been working on? I guess in terms of moving away from amateur style and just preparing you in general.
Well, actually, as an amateur, I sort of stood and fought a lot more, but he's been getting me a bit more slick, a bit more on my toes, popping that jab. But I've still got the punch, you know. So we'll see.
Good. Well, there's a real interesting blend at the Origin gym there. You've got the likes of Johnny Fisher. You've got big Tommy Fletcher there. You know, 6'6", 6'7" guys, cruiserweights, heavyweights, and you got Johnny Hedges, who is 6'6", you know, is apparently light middleweight. And then you've got the likes of Ebony Bridges in there, you know, super bantamweight world champion. So what's the atmosphere like training in the Origin gym, and what's the banter like between the fighters?
Oh, it's really great atmosphere, everyone's welcoming, really nice. You know, everyone's joking. So so far, you know, I haven't been there long. It's been great to train there. Been great. Everyone's welcomed me in, so I've been having a good time every time I go down there.
Good. I'll speak to Mark and make sure that he doesn't make it so fun for you. You know, it's we can't have him smiling all the time. That's just not good. Now, I believe you're a landscape gardener as well.
I do a bit of gardening.
I do a bit, yeah. Again, under Celius. So I've had a little tip off to ask you a question to say the time you nearly kind of cut your head off.
Yeah.
Oh, still got a scar there. Still got a scar there. Yeah.
It goes all the way from here to down there.
Gee,
yeah.
What happened?
Just sort of working, and sort of tractor flipped over, and the roll cage bar, bit like a scaffold bar or whatever, came and hit me on the side of the head, curving round my eye, you know, because gave it a little slip.
No, yeah, I was kind of expecting a story like I was there with the Black & Decker strimmer, and a bit of the plastic thing flew up and sliced me on the head, and you know, I got a couple of plasters out. But a bloody a tractor rolled over. It's a little bit more serious, mate. You know, so my advice would be: firstly, don't try and spar or fight any more tractors from now on. You're a professional boxer, and secondly, keep doing the slips, because that could have been a lot worse.
Yeah,
that'd be hell.
Could have took the eye out, you know. So
yeah, it could have taken your head off, mate. You know, never mind the knife. So you done well. I think your boxing instincts managed to get you out of harm's way. Your time wasn't meant to be, you know. So that's good. We're glad that it was just a little bit of a scar in there and nothing else. So right, final question. I've kind of got a feeling who you might say for this one, but very final question is: if you had to spar 3 rounds with any past boxing legend, who would it be and why?
It's got to be Marvin Hagler, you know. Greatest boxer ever. I've just got to see where I stand with him, you know. See what he thinks.
Definitely. So, I mean, obviously, you got the height differential, and it kind of makes it like Hagler Hearns. Do you think it might be a bit of a tear up?
I'd love to have a little bit of a tear up with him. So, yeah.
There we go. Well, listen, Joel Bartell, in advance of your pro debut in a few weeks' time from Slothbox, we wish you the very, very best. And maybe we can catch up after that fight, and we can follow your journey a bit closer, and you can tell us how it's all going. Yeah,
that would be wicked. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
No, our pleasure. Take care. All the best, Joel.
You too. Bye.